I'm Donna Whitelock. I'm the head guardian at Rejoice Ranch Farm Animal Sanctuary in Bandera, Texas. We have rescued animals throughout the state of Texas for nearly 20 years now. We have about 150 souls that live out here in peace and safety, and since we're a sanctuary, that means we don't adopt out. These animals stay here. This is their home. We have a variety of ruminants to include goats, sheep, cattle. We have a serious number of horses. We have different poultry. We have donkeys. Basically, any animal will always find a home here and be welcomed. When you get in a starved animal, especially a starved horse, you have to rehab them very, very slowly and very, very carefully. For example, we will sleep in the barn when we get a fresh one in because they will need to eat every 2 hours, but they eat literally a handful every 2 hours. So you have to be very careful because if not, they will plummet into kidney and liver failure. So you have to go very slow and very easy. And it's so hard because you look at this starved animal and all you can think of is that you've got to get food in them. So it's real hard to fight that urge to let them eat and eat and eat, but you have to go very slow and very careful.
We don't get to choose how we're born. We don't get to choose if we're a male or a female, if we're white, black, or Hispanic. And we also don't get to choose what species we're born into. So we should respect other species and respect their ability to feel pain and suffer. And if you wouldn't want it done to you, don't pay to have it done to others.
This little girl here, you can see she's missing half her nose and she's missing an ear. She was used in a dogfighting operation. Aww. They were cutting her up and slicing her and slashing her to get her bloody and get the dogs all fired up.
When we focus on ourselves and we're thinking about the changes that we have to make, we're removing the focus from the animals, and the animals are the real victims. It's really, really easy to make changes in your everyday life when you're thinking about the animals and the victims. And being out here at Rejoice Ranch, we can see all of these cows, donkeys, horses, chickens, pigs. You know, they're just enjoying their lives peacefully, and this is how animals are meant to live.
Let's say you have a horse and this horse has been in your family for 20 years, but now the horse is too old, you can't ride it. So what happens to that animal? Well, because they are so expensive to take care of, a lot of people want to get rid of the horse. So they'll go to these little livestock auctions that many rural towns in rural America have, usually once a week. So the horse goes to auction and it's 20 or 25 years old. It really can't be ridden. It really can't do anything. So what do you think happens? Well, there's some people there that will buy the horse for $10, and they are the kill buyers. So they will go and they will collect as many of these $10, $20, $30 horses they can get. So they take them back to their kill pen. He may try to sell some nice horses, and he may sell some of them and make some decent money. What he can't sell, he has contracted for a certain number of pounds of horse meat per month to give to the slaughterhouse or sell to the slaughterhouse. So he may take your $10 horse that weighs 1,000 pounds, and he'll make $1,000 on that. That'll be $1 a pound on the hoof. So, you know, people are thinking, oh, gee, I hope my horse went to a good home. Well, your horse got a hell-hole ticket to Mexico, stuffed in a trailer. Many of them end up getting knocked over. They break their legs. Pregnant mares deliver in the trailer. I don't know if you've ever seen a horse delivered, but it's difficult enough to do in a big stall, much less in a trailer. So, you know, the babies end up trampled to death. The horses that are injured so badly that they can't get up, they will come out with chains attached to a tractor, and they'll pull them off. They'll drag them off in chains and then either shoot them, or sometimes if they're real stand-up guys, they'll use a stun gun, and it may or may not kill them, but they'll put them up on the hooks and they'll start skinning them alive for real. So that's what happens to that wonderful animal that taught you to ride, taught your kids to ride, taught your grandkids to ride. That was their reward. And it makes me so angry because really history was written from the back of the horse, and you know that is the truth. We have fought wars, we have explored, they pulled our plows, and that is the thanks they get.
Oftentimes when I talk to people about veganism, they tell me that God put animals on the earth for us to eat and that he gave us dominion over the animals. But as Christians, if that's the religion that you follow, you should aim to be Christ-like, and Christ has dominion over us. So if you aim to be Christ-like, you should exercise dominion the same way God does over us, with love and mercy and protection and guidance, not mutilation and torture. No loving God would give an animal like this the ability to feel pain and suffer just so we could artificially inseminate them, separate them from their families, mutilate their bodies, and then force them onto a trailer, send them to a slaughterhouse where they're hung upside down and bled to death.
They were victims of the dairy industry. They came from a dairy farm in South Texas, and they were actually put into the veal huts. They were going to be veal, and they were actually liberated, and they live here now. So they don't have to worry about any of those things again.